Let's now discuss the different types of nerve fibers that transmit different types of signals and their physiological functions. So here is a diagram or a kind of a table that shows the different kinds of nerve fibers. So as you can see, it represents or it shows the diameter, then conduction velocity, general classification, sensory nerve classification, sensory functions and motor functions. So as per the general classification, the fibers are divided into A and C types, two types of nerve fibers. Now A is further subdivided into alpha, beta, gamma and delta. A fibers is myelinated, it is typically large and it is medium sized. And on the other hand, C fibers are unmyelinated and they conduct impulses at low velocities. You can see this is high velocity, that is A fibers, and C fibers conduct at a very low velocity. Now the size, velocity, everything is given in this particular table. Now what is conduction velocity? What is conduction velocity? For example, some signals have to be transmitted to or from the central nervous system extremely rapidly. Otherwise, the information would be useless. For example, we could take the example of a sensory signal that informs the brain about the position of our legs at each fraction of a second during running. So that kind of signal has to be transmitted rapidly because that is very important. On the other hand, some kind of other informations like prolonged pain or prolonged aching need not be transmitted rapidly. So these are transmitted by fibers which conduct at a very low velocity. So that is actually conduction velocity. Now there is an alternative classification that is used by sensory physiologists. So the certain recording techniques have made it possible to separate A alpha into two subgroups. Okay, so there is a sensory nerve classification given here. There is group 1, group 2, group 3 and group 4. Within group 1, that is alpha, A alpha, there is 1A and 1B. So certain recording techniques have enabled this kind of classification. Now group 1A, these are the fibers from the annulospiral endings of the muscle spindles. So these are the alpha A or A alpha type of fibers. Now group 1B, you can see here 1B. These are the fibers from the Golgi tendon organs, and these are also A alpha type of fibers. Then group 2, you can see here group 2. These are the fibers from most discrete cutaneous tactile receptors and from the flower spray endings of the muscle spindles. So this includes beta and gamma, right? Beta and gamma type of fibers. Now group 3 includes the fibers carrying temperature, crude touch, pricking, pain sensations, and these are the delta type of fibers. Now group 4 is actually the C unmyelinated fibers, and these carry the sensation of pain, itching, temperature and crude touch sensations. Okay, so these are the different types of nerve fibers that transmit different types of signals. Here is the pictures of different types of nerve fibers found in the body. So if you look at this picture, there is unmyelinated fiber, partly myelinated fiber and fully myelinated fiber. So this is A, B and C. But as we have learned in the previous slide, that is in general classification, there are only two types of fibers, A and C. That is unmyelinated fiber and fully myelinated fiber. So there must be in between A and C, there must be an intermediate, right? Partly myelinated fiber, and that is named as fiber B. And these are the different types of nerve fibers. Now if you look here, these are the different types of nerve fibers with the free nerve endings, then encapsulated nerve endings, sensory cell, Then you can see peripheral processes here. Everything leads to, these are all nerve fibers which leads to the central nervous system and informs the brain about certain activity or makes the central nervous system aware to a stimulus. And perception occurs. Perception and sensation occur in the central nervous system. So one of the characteristics of each signal is that it must be conveyed with a particular signal intensity. So the different gradations of intensity can be transmitted either by increasing the numbers of parallel fibers or by sending more action potentials along a single fiber. So these two mechanisms are respectively called spatial summation and temporal summation. So you can see here what is spatial summation and temporal summation, right? So spatial summation, here you can see, right, you can see large number of fibers. So this is the first mechanism, that is increasing the number of parallel fibers. So large number of parallel fibers are here and this increases the intensity of signal that is being transmitted. So higher intensity of signal will be transmitted using spatial summation mechanism. So on the other hand, you can see temporal summation. There is only a single fiber, but what is actually happening here? So the signal strength in case of temporal summation can be increased by increasing the frequency of nerve impulses in each fiber, and this is called as temporal summation. So as you can see here, there is an increase in the frequency. So initially, if it was 4 seconds, the time gap between two waves, it was 4 seconds. It is reduced to 1 second in case of temporal summation, so that the frequency is increased. So a greater intensity of stimulus or signal will be transmitted. So this is the mechanism by which the signals of different intensity is transmitted in the nerve tract. Coming on to the most important topic that we have to discuss, the detection and transmission of tactile sensations. So let's go on to that. Transmission of tactile signals in peripheral nerve fibers. We already learned about the different types of nerve fibers and different types of endings they have. Free nerve endings, encapsulated nerve endings, special sense organs, etc. So now these information plays a very important role right now, because you need to remember all those things to understand the upcoming slides. So almost all the specialized sensory receptors such as Meissner's corpuscles, Pacinian corpuscles, Ruffini's endings, etc. transmit their signals in the A beta nerve fiber, which has a transmission velocity ranging from 30 to 70 meter per second. So if you recall, this is the classification of nerve fibers, and the special types of sensory receptors use or transmit their signals in the A beta type of receptors. A beta, and with a conduction velocity of 30 to 70. You can see here 30 to 70 meter per second. That is the conduction velocity of A beta type of receptors. And the free nerve endings of the tactile receptors transmit signals mainly by A delta type of nerve fibers with a conduction velocity of 5 to 30 meter per second. So the free nerve endings use A delta, and the specialized corpuscles like Meissner's corpuscle, Ruffini's endings, etc. use A beta type of nerve fibers. And some tactile free nerve endings transmit by way of unmyelinated C fibers, and that is a velocity up to 2 meter per second. 0.5 to 2 meter per second, that is the conduction velocity of C unmyelinated fibers. Now these nerve endings send signals into spinal cord and lower brainstem, probably subserving mainly the sensation of tickle. Okay, so you can see tickle. So The more critical types of sensory signals, those that help determine the precise localization on the skin, then the minute gradations of intensity or the rapid changes in the sensory signal intensity, all important sensory signals are transmitted in more rapidly conducting nerve fibers like myelinated nerve fibers like A type, A beta, A delta, etc. And on the other hand, the cruder type of signals like tickle, pressure, poorly localized touch, etc., which are not so important or which are cruder, are transmitted by way of much slower, slowly conducting nerve fibers that require much less space in the nerve bundle than the fast fibers like C unmyelinated fibers. So this is how the transmission of tactile signals in the peripheral nerves occur.